Welcome back to Canada Specialist Program Series, and also welcome back to Fred from Lazy Bear Expeditions. So, Fred, we have seen you before in this series, but it was a bit of a while ago. So, it's really lovely to have you. We always love looking at pictures of polar bears. So, Fred, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Charlie. It is a magical place, and Melanie showed that very clearly. I've done wildlife work throughout the world, and Churchill just is that magical place. It reminds me of when I first went to Africa on safaris. As Melanie said, it's simply an unforgettable experience. So again, my name is Fred Perrin, and I'm the global business development manager at Lazy Bear, and I'd like to welcome everyone to our presentation. I'll move along quickly here. So Churchill, Manitoba, Canada is on the western coast of Hudson Bay. It's approximately 1,000 kilometers north of Winnipeg, Manitoba's capital city. So imagine this small seaside village. As Melanie said, approximately 850 people, but there's 1,000 or so polar bears in the region, 60,000 beluga whales in the bay, about 3,000 close to where we are. It's also under the auroral oval, which is why we can see northern lights approximately 300 nights a year, weather permitting. So here's the beginnings of Lazy Bear Lodge. It started out as the Lazy Bear Cafe 30 years ago and has grown into a very large operation. And we welcome people from all over the world. We are on National Geographic's Traveler Stay List, and it's based on the authenticity of the lodge, hand-built, made from logs from 2 forest fires. It's eco-sustainability because of that, giving back to community. So once you're there, we have journalists from all over the world come, and they just are in awe when they see the lodge. Our cafe, which is quite large, a 20,000 pound Scandinavian fireplace to warm up, cozy up to after your adventures. All the furniture is handmade, just like the lodge. Our cafe is also award-winning and has an indigenous inspired cuisine, and some of our key meals are Arctic char, braised elk, other indigenous inspired meals, and also regular, more traditional food for those who prefer. And believe it or not, Reader's Digest says Lazy Bear serves the best cup of coffee in Canada. So let's talk about wildlife and nature adventures. We have 6. In July, August, we have our Ultimate Bears and Belugas Summer Adventure, Journey to Fireweed Island, our Bears and Aurora Arctic Adventure in September, and also Ultimate Northern Lights Photo Adventure and Ultimate Northern Lights Solar Science Adventure also in September. And October, November is your iconic Ultimate Polar Bear Adventure. So the first and last night in every adventure is included in Winnipeg, and it includes airfare to and from Churchill and all the meals while in Churchill. So Ultimate Bears and Belugas, this is what just part of the tour. I'm going to go through each of the sub-tours on this, and I'll do it in a bit of depth, but I won't go into the same depth with the other adventures that we have. So it might surprise some of you to know that we see just as many polar bears in the summer as we do in the winter, and that's because they gather along the coast. They're there everything from looking for washed up whales, seals, hunting, and swimming in the bay. This is a photo I took just last August, cruising along on a Zodiac. We were actually with the whales, but here was a nice, a rarer sight with a polar bear hunting just on the coast. And we see all sorts of, again, the coast, there's so many opportunities to watch and photograph the bears as we go along the coast. But try as we might, sometimes, no matter how hard we try, the bear won't let us take its photo. So now we move into the 2 to 3 hour Churchill Heritage Tour. This includes a variety of sites. In the middle, the Polar Bear Jail, which is where naughty bears who come into the town repeatedly are actually jailed for 2 or 3 weeks, depending, to teach them it's not a wise thing to come into the Churchill, into the town. And then they are sent back out usually by helicopter into the wild once they've been in the jail for a little bit. Miss Piggy is a famous plane crash, 1979. Sea murals. 18 worldwide artists painted huge murals all around the city on major buildings, gorgeous paintings. And then other local icons like Inuksuks and other indigenous sites. This also includes a whaleboat excursion. You saw some images, but it also includes the Prince of Wales Fort. The whales love to follow the boats, whether they're kayaks or any type of craft. And again, there's 3,000 right where we are. The images at the bottom are entry into the Prince of Wales Fort. Again, when you're whale watching, this is how close they get. Most people take images by phone because they're that close. This is the Prince of Wales Fort from up high, built about 250 years ago, star-shaped, had 40 cannon when it was built, and it was built to protect the Hudson Bay Trading Company, which of course was a fur trading company at the time. We actually tour there, and these are images of our guests learning about the fort. It also includes a day-long trip on the Matonabee, which is our cruise vessel. It was christened 3 years ago. It's a beautiful ship, holds 60 people, and we go up and down the Hudson Bay coast looking for bears and whales. And it's just a gorgeously appointed ship, front, back, has a galley in it where we serve lunches prepared by the Lazy Bear Cafe. And of course, whether you're on the sides of the ship, you can see whales, lots of whales. They follow the boats again. But we also, on occasion, get bears swimming right up to the ship. And so I took these photos last August as well of guests using their phones to take pictures of the bears that are that close. And this is one I took myself. The bear was literally 10 feet, literally just right next to the ship, almost below my feet. Arctic crawler. This is also, there's a half day on the Arctic crawler where we go out into the tundra and we look for all sorts of wildlife, including polar bears and the stunning tundra itself. Now, the next things I'm going to show are optional for this tour. Again, we're still talking bears and belugas. Kayaking, you can go kayaking with the belugas. They follow the kayaks everywhere. And then beluga aquagliding, and I'll just show you some images here. So beluga aquagliding, we put you on a mat with a wetsuit, goggles and mask, goggles and the snorkel. And this is what happens. The belugas love to come. We encourage our guests to sing and blow bubbles in the water. The whales come in pods of 10 to 12. And while that's going on, when you're in the water, your heads and you're using a GoPro and a phone, this is what you see underwater. And then there's dog sledding, as Melanie mentioned. In the summer, the sleds are on wheels, and in the winter, they're on skis. And of course, especially in mid to late August, the northern lights are out in full bloom. These are images, again, I took last August by phone, and the colors are gorgeous. I won't get into the solar maximum, which has been prevalent last year and this year, but it adds to some of the colors that we see. And so now we'll move on to Journey to Fireweed Island. It's very similar to the adventure we just saw, but the main difference is we actually go further up the coast. We get off at Fireweed Island, which is a remote island, and we actually go trekking on the island looking for polar bears with an armed guard and guide, and we spend about 3 hours trekking the island. And here we are on one of those tours last August. So we just wait, we walk until we find a bear relaxing in the fireweed, and then we watch. And for those who wish to take photos, we do that too. And occasionally we will see other mammals, in this case caribou, and other animals as well. So this includes the Prince of Wales Fort Tour, the Zodiac Tour, the Crawler, as I mentioned, the Heritage Tour, kayaking and aquagliding are included in this tour. In September, we actually, this is differentiated by it has a helicopter excursion. There's less bears on the tundra then, so we go up in the air and we watch and photograph them from the air. And of course, Northern Lights are in their glory in September. And this tour also includes the Arctic Crawler, the Heritage Tour, dog mushing, and again, Northern Lights. Ultimate Northern Lights Solar Science Adventure. This is a fairly new tour we started last year, went very well. During these tours, we have two of the world's top solar scientists at our lodge, and they are there as a resource to our guests. And they teach them about the Northern Lights, presentations, weather updates, and they go out with them at night under the solar lights and under the Northern Lights. We also have a night where we have Indigenous bannock, which we cook over a campfire. Then there's the Ithaca, which is a British flagship that ran aground. And along with us touring it, polar bears occasionally will tour it as well. More Northern Lights, of course. These again by iPhone. And it includes the Fall Tundra Tour, helicopter tour, and dog mushing. The Ultimate Northern Lights photo adventure is the same, but without the scientists. And that runs through September. And lastly, October, November, the Ultimate Polar Bear Adventure. We go into the Churchill Wildlife Management Area on our Arctic crawlers. As Melanie showed some images, here are some more. And this is what we call up close and personal. And be on the lookout for other wildlife, Arctic and red fox, ptarmigan, Arctic hare, snowy owls, gerfalcons, and more. And this includes two Arctic crawler tours, the Heritage Tour, dog mushing, and Northern Lights. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your attention. I really appreciate being able to speak with you today.
Fred, thank you so much. We love, love, love all those images and those fantastic options with the expeditions as well. Thank you.
No, my pleasure.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Think of all this love coming in for you. Love it. Thank you everybody so much. Appreciate it.